You haven't kicked me lately, so
I'm
I
about ready.
told
I am
Ross.
about ready, because you're getting out of control. You need a big bruise.
It's now 6:30. I'd like to call this city council meeting of May the 23rd to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Cosner,
Here.
Councilman Nestor,
Present.
Councilperson Thomas,
Here,
Councilman Chakowski.
Here.
Mayor Mosher.
Present.
Mayor, we note 5 present and a quorum is noted.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Pastor Mike Fisher to lead us in prayer. And here's your mic. You can use that.
Father God, we just thank you again for the opportunity, Lord, just to come here and get things done decently and in order. We just ask for the presence of the Almighty God to be here to direct us and show us your clear and present will.
yes.
I just thank you, God, for all your blessings. I thank you for the blessing of each individual here by the power of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I would like for somebody to make a motion to approve the May 9th and the May 14th city council meetings when they are ready.
Everybody You're good. Mayor, motion to approve minutes of previous sessions of May 19th, 2024, and the special meeting of May 14th, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second,
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to allow public comment for agenda items only.
Ted Har at Helen Avenue. First order of business was the authorized WEC engineering. Did you pay him? I mean, that was the big thing at the last special meeting on the Tuesday.
Yes,
He's been paid in full.
he's been paid in full, or he needs to submit requisitions through the process to get the rest of the money.
Okay, was he paid $38,000 for the 500 Donner Avenue that he had to wait 2 years for?
That was addressed in the last week's meeting.
Okay, I didn't catch that. I didn't think he was, and I was curious. The second thing is the motion to appoint RVE, and I thought that there was some discussion. They were over in Charleroi. I thought it was funny that they gave a presentation and never mentioned that they served Charleroi because they didn't do grants and they didn't apply for grants. And it says here that the motion is for them to help as a general consultant and all applicable grants and financial opportunities.
You're missing a key word, CDBG consultant.
I'm sorry, the key word is?
They are a CDBG consultant.
Okay, now, CDBG was usually handled by Urban Design.
That's
I
correct.
think that's the name of the company. Are we getting rid of them?
For the
Although
time.
they've been here for about 20-some years and done a fantastic job and are noted for doing that?
And charged a good 20% on every year since then.
And now, July 1st, we won't have anybody to apply for the grants that we need in a city like Monessen that is very
No,
needy.
we'll have that taken care of,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, I'd like to see that in writing somewhere, hopefully. Motion to appoint Valerie Hardison, 416 McKee, to fill the spot for Mike Kelly, who resigned from the Redevelopment Authority. It says effectively a 5-year term. Mike had 2 years left on a term. Don't you finish appointing someone to that 2-year term, and then they qualify for the 5-year term?
That may be an error in the agenda. We'll have to correct that, yes.
You're
Thank you.
correct.
Yeah, you are.
You're correct. They
She'll
fill
fill
out
the
the term.
remainder of the term.
Hey, once in a while I get it right. Alta Vista Consulting, who are they?
They are the people, that's part of the Housing Alliance that did the Blythe property.
Do they have a key person that we know or do?
Tom
business-
Hardy, who's
Tom
made
Hardy.
I'm sorry,
present,
say
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy has
He's
been
made
here a number of
presentations.
The
meetings.
reason I ask is because we get all this money from the rescue funds, and they take care of all the blight and removal. Wouldn't that fall under that purview?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I'm just wondering, maybe we're double spending, and that's why I'm
No.
asking the question. Motion to pay Farmers National Bank and Loan, that's been a kind of an itchy thing with me for a long time, because they're paying interest on $938,000 that former Mayor Lou Mavrekas borrowed, walking out the door in December of 2017. as opposed to refinancing bonds, and that was my business, and lowering the amount of interest had to be paid on the debt service. So, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. We shouldn't be borrowing against bonds. We should be trying to refinance. Bell Vernon School District just did it not too long ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and knocked down about $200,000 or $300,000 in payment. So we ought to take a look at that in the future. Farmers Bank is in Ohio, by the way. I know who they're affiliated with. Lastly, it's just a statement. The budget was not balanced in 2022. Budget was not balanced in 2023. And I say that because meeting payroll does not balance the budget. And if you go back, and we go back so we don't make these mistakes in the future. Now, when Tony was the acting mayor in 18 to 21, he handled all the finances. Sherrall didn't show up. Tony handled the finances. The December meeting statement, he turned it over and said that turned the corner and we had $125,000 in debt only.
So this is supposed to be about agenda items, is this? This isn't an
Oh,
agenda
yeah,
item.
it's agenda because it's about budget.
No, the
Budget's
agenda
all-
occurs, that budget occurs once a year at the beginning of the year. That
Okay,
is
well,
long
I'm talking
since
about the current budget now.
That was, you had that chance in January.
Okay, well, he left us with $656,000 in debt.
I will
That's what
also
I'm
point
bringing.
out
So
that
I
this
hope
is
we
the
don't do the same
first 2
thing.
years in a row that we've ended up on a positive fund balance since before you were mayor.
Yeah, I would say you're incorrect and that's not the truth.
That is the truth. You look at all the agendas. Thank you.
Ernie Telegraphus, 29 Rex. What qualifications did this guy have that you going to start him on July 1st?
Who are you talking about? Be more specific.
The new people on the block, the RVE.
RVE is a consulting engineering company that's been in business for over 100
It
years.
doesn't matter how long you're in business.
For over 100 years, they got over 250 employees.
Time
I've been-
alone does not make you
You
a
asked me
great
their
person.
qualifications. I'm
Yeah,
giving you the
well, you just
qualifications.
gave me time.
And we have a complete portfolio of all the cities and all the grants that they've done. You're welcome to look at it. I don't have it with me, but you're welcome to come back.
So you're picking these people up because you think you're gonna get grants from them?
I'm picking them up so we can move this city forward, yes.
You're adding words. What grants do you think you're gonna get from these people?
Grants that we don't have time to do ourselves.
So what happens, next year at this time? Not one penny came in. What
And
you
we'll
gonna do
find
with
somebody
these
else.
people? You're gonna get rid of these people?
If they don't perform, we will get rid of them.
Okay, and how much money are they starting? You don't put down how much it's costing us.
No, they will be paid nothing up front.
Huh?
They will not be paid up front.
Well, what would they be paid?
The only funds that they have the opportunity to earn money on is 10% of CDBG funds and any potential grants that they do.
That's it, they get paid
That's it.
those two ways. Did you try looking for somebody else?
We looked at a whole bunch of engineering
Who's
companies.
the whole bunch? You guys always say a whole bunch.
You're welcome to come back and I will show you all that we did.
All I know is that this town, especially this whole valley, they go to the same water hole, getting the same people out of the well.
That's the reason why we're doing something a little bit different now.
Okay, well, we'll see. The other one is, I'm kind of confused on page 5. This guy, McGraw Construction, was he the same guy that got to do for $13,000 a handrail at the Civic Center?
Yes.
He's getting another 13 now?
No, this is to pay him.
Oh, this is the
13.
same one?
Same
Okay.
one. Same
I thought he was
13,000.
getting another one.
No.
Okay, because it ain't clear that it was,
He submitted the bill, this is to pay it.
all right.
Thank you.
Good evening, Ron Krumlak, Belize Avenue, Monessen. I'm here representing the veterans of Monessen, the American Legion, and the VFW. I'm here to request permission from the City Council to refurbish the World War II Sherman tank that's located in the city park. Our aim is to have the tank refurbished at no cost to the city. We just need permission from the city because the tank actually belongs to the city.
Okay, this is supposed to be for agenda items, but we did in fact, okay, we did in fact approve you doing that at no cost to the city.
It's on the
Well,
agenda.
it's on
It's
the
on
agenda.
the agenda.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry, perfect.
That's what he's
Perfect.
asking.
I thought we had already done that, but okay, great.
No, it's on the agenda.
Okay, so as I said, that's our main reason here to get an official blessing to do this, so that we don't run into any roadblocks down the road or any other problems.
No problem, I think it'll go through just fine.
Once again, thank you for your service as always. Every time I see you, I have, thank
Thank
you.
you,
Welcome
John.
home.
Thank
you.
Welcome home.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Same color? Ron,
Yes.
same color? I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's gonna be with military specs that the Army has provided.
Oh.
Take a driver at the block.
Thank you.
Ed LaFever, Keystone Drive. I'm curious, of all the motions, like motions A through 0, I'm just curious, are all the council members briefed on these, like, prior to this meeting tonight?
They've all been provided with the agenda in advance, yes,
Tonight?
yes,
Prior to tonight?
yes.
Prior to tonight?
Prior to tonight, always. A
Like-
minimum of 24 hours in advance.
So they've had 24 hours to look at the agenda?
That is correct.
Okay, the RVE is an engineering firm, correct?
Correct.
Why not use WEC to be Monessen's CDBG consulting firm?
WEC said that they were not really in a position to be CDBG consultants. That is not what they are. They are a engineering company that does structural and sewer engineering.
Okay, I was
Civil
wondering
engineering.
why two engineering companies.
Well, RVE has different groups within that thing. They are engineering, they're grant writing, they are consulting, they do many, they're a 250-person organization with many different departments.
So Westmoreland Engineering,
Does not have that. Any other questions on agenda items? Let's keep this moving then. Is there any correspondence that council would like to bring forth?
No, Mayor.
I ask our solicitor for his report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Council voted to transfer a property located on Linden Avenue. Last regular meeting, that deed was drafted, sent to the city to be signed off with the RDA. We had our demolition hearings prior to this meeting at 5:30. There is one property that needs to be pulled from the list. It is 627 Locust Street. Also, the USDA notified that the city has spent at least $7.5 million. So the first USDA loan will kick in, and there'll be a process that the city goes through to make that happen. Just as a reminder, the interim PNC loan is at a much higher interest rate than the USDA loan, which I believe is at 1.25%.
1 1/8.
1.125%. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I have this evening.
Thank you. Our city treasurer and city controller are not here, so we'll get their report at the next meeting. I'm going to take a little bit of leeway here and reorder the motions as they're in my section. Starting with motion D, which is a motion to approve the conditional offer of employment as a police officer in the city of Monessen to Ron Naylor, contingent upon completion of all necessary testing and required paperwork for the police department. Employment shall begin on his first scheduled day of work. Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. I'd also like to make a motion to approve the conditional offer of employment as a police officer to Spencer Ramla, contingent upon completion of all necessary testing, required paperwork for the police department. Employment shall begin on his first scheduled day of work. Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. At this time, I'd like to ask our judge to come in and swear these officers in.
Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Spencer Miller,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey,
obey,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and I will discharge
the duties
the duties
of my office
of my office
as patrolman
as patrolman
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you both.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Welcome back. In an effort to keep things moving along with some of the interaction that we have going on here, motion H, which, I'm gonna do I first. A motion to approve or deny the purchase by Joseph Pager of property within the county of Westmoreland from the County of Westmoreland Repository located at 1006 Leeds Avenue, Monessen, PA, property ID 20021000470. Are you here, Joseph?
Yes.
Would you come forth and address City Council for just a minute? Yes.
How's it going?
So I guess the only thing I would really like to understand is what is your intentions for this property?
I'm gonna fix it up
Mhm.
inside and out and flip it and sell it.
Okay. Now, this property has an asbestos roof and asbestos siding. You're aware of that and what
I'm aware of
handling?
it. Yeah.
And we're prepared to address those things.
Yes, I am. Been there and done it I've been doing it my whole life.
Perfect.
Got a list
Anybody
of,
else have any questions?
Karen, do you have any?
Some of the properties I brought back from the dead in Monessen here, I wrote down if you wanna,
Well, why don't you just kind of list off some of those properties so we understand what you've done for us in the
okay.
past?
You want a list, a full list?
Well, just rattle off
No,
a
he
few of
means
them.
call
Just
some,
call
just-
us some of them.
Okay. Let's see, I did 517 Schoonermaker, for Dave Cruz. It used to be Bunny's Salon there.
Okay.
I did the apartment upstairs, new floors, new walls, wiring, the downstairs storefront. I put a expensive laminate floor in there, waterproof laminate floor, walls, new lights, ceiling panels. Let's see, 735 South 14th Street. I did the whole inside of that one, from the electric to the plumbing, laminate floors, carpet, walls, ceiling, lighting, and 727 South 14th Street, same thing. And actually made the basement living space in that one too, made a big bedroom, bathroom, and all that in there. 1212 Reservoir I did, but right when I finished it, the guy went to prison. Anyway, we'll leave that one, I shouldn't have brought that one. 635 South 14th Street, same thing, the whole inside. 36 Aliquippa Avenue, the whole inside, including the framing in the basement and making a living space as well. 223 4th Street, which Bernie and Sherry Turkovich gave it to me because she knows I do nice work and she didn't want to get it on a tear down list. Because it's a sentimental family house they grew up in, so she gave it to me just to either bring it back and sell it or rent it and sell it to my brother. And we fixed it up and he's living in it now. Mr. Joe's Corner Store, I did the floor. I just put a new 32-foot counter in there with new shelving under it and all that, new flooring, some new electrical. Same goes with Coach's Corner Store. The same guy owns it, Dave Cruz. And I did the half octagon counter in there with Lexinglass fronts and butcher block countertops and electrical and a whole lot of plumbing and a new roof. I did-
Sounds like you're very well qualified.
Yeah, I did the hot dog stand on the front of Costco's for Dave Bergstead a few years back, and I think he used it one time. I think Joe Delfonso used it when it first opened. The old magistrate. That's your dad.
Costco's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think he used it for one, whatever it was. He's the only one who used it. It never opened. Dave doesn't have time to open it. But, you know, whenever it was a $16,000 job, and he never used it. It's been like 5 years, but it's there. Let's see.
I think
I do
you
all
made a
right.
point, you're very well
You got it.
qualified, and I
do
do
all right.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do
Not that it
appreciate
matters. Where are you from, Mr. Pager?
I'm from Charleroi
Charleroi.
originally, and I've been in Monessen about
Okay.
22 years now.
Okay.
So, I bought 1107 Leeds,
Okay.
and it was a repository house as well, and I've been there about 10 years now.
Okay.
And I've got the inside done and some of the outside, but
Okay.
this is stopping me from finishing the outside. I'm so
Okay.
busy all the time.
Okay, I'd like to modify that motion as a motion to approve the
Hold on.
purchase.
Wait, could I ask one, I just
Yeah,
have.
certainly.
What's the time frame on a house like this? Or have you ever
This one,
gotten?
this one here, less than 2 years for me. I already bought 12 new windows and 2 new doors. They're actually in my living room, my house.
So
and,
you've never gotten to a point where you've gotten into something and said, oh my goodness, I had no idea, it's too much for me, and then.
No, because this is my first, like, really flip, like, for myself. The rest, I did the one for my brother, I sold to him, but the rest of these were for other people, and I'm just tired of making them all the money, so I'm gonna do this one for myself, and, you know, it'll be worth a lot, because it's on that corner, and there's nobody across the street. You guys tore a couple houses down there, and the rest of the houses on the other corners are really nice, so it's a nice neighborhood, and I think it'll go for a good chunk of change when it's done, and the picket fence is up, and.
The only concern that I had expressed to me by the neighbors was the concern of the asbestos, which I brought up before.
Yeah, I know, I gotta do that the right way with the EPA, and then a tunnel going to the dumpster and wear the suits, and I know all about that. Did that in Charleroi a couple times, so, yeah, we'll do that the right way, and I'll get the proper permits through you guys are.
The EP, yeah, okay.
I put 2 bathrooms in for Yo-Yo, Officer Aldridge, and he knows my work too. I do really nice work.
Okay, any other questions?
No, Mayor.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase by Joseph Pager of property within the county of Westmoreland County repository located at 1006 Leeds Avenue, Monessen, PA 15062, property ID number 2002100470. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? We've had those questions. Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll get that submitted to the county immediately. Thank you.
Take care. Yeah, you're good.
You're done.
Thank you very much.
Yep, take care, be safe.
At this time, is Amber Myers here? Okay, would you like to come and talk to us a little bit about 618 McMahon Avenue, property 20020603336?
Yes. Hi.
Hello.
I'm Amber. Nice to meet you. So 618, I went to the repository, obviously, to get the property. I do have the funds to fix up the property, $152,000. So I want to update it and I want to rent the property out. Because I mean, it looks terrible right now. So we want to make Monessen great. So we want to update it. I have contractors. I brought my father up here from Ohio. So. Am I not? Okay, no, that's fine. So I have $152,000 to fund the property. I have contractors. My father, I brought him up here from Ohio to help assist with the property. I want to make it into a rental.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Did you hear? Sorry.
Is this your first flip?
Well, I'm going to be renting. Yes, this is first property.
Is the mic working?
It is working. You can,
I don't think it is here.
well, it is, but you can use this too.
Yeah. So it's my first property, and I want to rent it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you from this area too?
I'm not. I'm actually from South Carolina, but I moved up here a couple years ago.
But you live here now?
Yes,
I was just
correct.
wondering, okay.
Yep.
Very good. Nobody has any other questions? I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase by Amber Myers of property within the county of Westmoreland repository located at 618 McMahon Avenue, Monessen, PA. Property ID number 2002060336. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming. Thank you.
All right, let's get back on target here. Since I've got things pretty balled up, I'll go ahead and read my own motions this evening. I need a motion to authorize WEC Engineering to proceed with the repair of Fairfield Avenue with the associated storm drains being less than the bidding requirement threshold. This project will be run through the standard requisition system and calculated and circulated to City Council before a PO is granted. The cost will be allocated from line usage fund. I need to make sure that everybody understands that that threshold is $12,600. So as long as it's under that, we can do it this way. If it goes above that, the purchase order system will not work.
Don't need to table this one.
I don't think so.
This is with Fairfield. Okay.
Any other questions? Or is there a second, first off?
Second.
Let me explain this, just so everybody really understands what this is. A section of Fairfield collapsed, and I go up there and I measured the void underneath it. There's about an 18-inch void underneath the concrete. No wonder why the concrete broke and so forth. Right below that is a manhole. Right above that are two storm drains. And today they ran dye through this system to determine what the communication was with the water and how it interacted with the storm drains and the manhole. And there is communication. So part of this will be done through the USDA, the current plan, and everything's subject to change, but the current plan is the manhole will be lined as part of the USDA project and using the same technique as they line pipes. And they apparently can do that with manholes as well. The fixing the road, which is also part of the line usage project, will be done with this motion. You can.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Okay.
If it's under
600,
we'll do a PO and we'll do line usage. If it's over 12,600, it no longer will be a line usage, it'll have
No,
no.
it'll still be
You
line
would have
usage,
to
it just has to go out.
Three quotes.
Three quotes.
We'd have to do like we regularly do for quotes.
Right, and if it's more than
22,200, I believe.
then it has to go out for written bids,
Yeah. Just-
advertisement and bids.
And when does it fall under the sewer project?
Always, this will always be under the line usage. It hasn't, the project itself is a line usage project. The issue is how do we process the purchase order and the payment of that? It will always be line usage, but if it's less than 12,600, we can do it through the requisition system. Make sure all the council agrees. If it's more than that, they have to use a quote process. And then more than 22,000, we have to do written bids.
All right, but the 12.6, that's the hard fast, that would be WC's cost?
No, that's.
No, that's the maximum that you can do in this procedure.
That's the
We
maximum
expect
to
that
not
this
have
be
to
less
go,
this.
that's the maximum by law, that you do not have to go through a formal bidding procedure.
We expect this to be substantially less.
I wanna know how much substantially
And
less
that's,
this is gonna be before we do anything.
well, that's the reason why it will be done through the purchasing system with everybody's approval. The reason why I'm trying to do this way is because we have somewhat of an emergency situation. We have a road that's collapsed. We have cones out in the middle of the road. It's difficult for, it's right in front of Leonard Billy's house. It's just a problem. It needs to be addressed as quickly as possible.
Just so you know, Councilman Orchakowski, WEC did attempt to get multiple quotes for this.
And they didn't get it.
They did.
So the purchase order for the service will have, you know, the traditional tabulation of those, of who we tried to contact and who did not return a quote.
So we still are gonna have to vote on whether to proceed with the project?
No,
This will-
this was to proceed. What we will vote on is a payment.
It's delegating,
I'm not comfortable voting on something that I don't know a cost for at all.
Less
No
than-
way, shape, or form.
Less than 12,600, this doesn't work at all.
Well, again, that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing if it's under 12.6, all right, we can do
you,
it.
you won't be able to move forward if it's over $12,600.
We will not be able to do this with a requisition system. This motion fails if it's more than that. That is a hard, fast ceiling.
But that doesn't say that here.
That's
Well,
the
it
law,
does,
sir.
that's the law. That's what, the standard, through the standard requisition system, that is limited to that.
Well, when are you guys gonna know the price?
So my question is then, why put a PO in to the purchasing system if we don't have anything yet to put into the purchasing system?
We hope to have that within the next 24 to 48 hours.
Then why don't we do it after that happens?
Well,
Ernie.
the whole problem is we've got a whole neighborhood that's hamstrung with this problem.
It's not the first time we've been hamstrung and
Well-
had a problem with the city that we had to do something. I'm just saying,
Well,
I
and-
don't wanna put the cart in front of the horse, and that's
We're-
what we sound like we're doing.
Well, we've got a limit on this. And if you're not comfortable with that, I guess we can change it. but- Pano, please, this is not a
Wait.
discussion with you.
Too many
No.
people, wait a minute, guys, too many people are,
Well, all I wanna know is how long, this is an emergency, but how long has it been like this? That's an easy question to answer.
is this the thing that was running down that you sent us pictures on
No.
Third?
No,
So
that's a
this is
different,
something totally different?
this is something totally different.
No, I'm really confused.
That's the next one we're gonna do.
Oh, okay. I just think it should be tabled until we get an actual cost.
I agree.
I really do. I don't like working things or whatever it is, unless a building's collapsing and we have such an emergency, we gotta fix it no matter what.
Well, what I'm saying is, you will know the exact cost before a purchase order is issued. The purchase order will be for 12,600 or less.
So what you're telling me then is, if a purchase order is put in for 12.6 for this, I'm gonna have to approve it anyways.
That's exactly right.
Wait, he's saying yes,
Yeah,
Joe's saying no.
if it's $12,600, yes, or anything less.
Anything over $500 you have to approve, so there you be.
I just don't like, there's no money. I don't feel comfortable doing something that I don't have a number attached to it. Because even if we have to do it above the 12.6, okay, and there it has to go in bids, what I'm worried about is the infamous, oh, it's 15. Oh, there's change order 1, now it's 22. Oh, change order 2, now it's 35. Before you know it, the damn thing doubled and tripled before we even knew anything about it.
If it's more than $12,600, this project does not go forward in the next 2 weeks, and we will have it brought up again the next meeting. It just can't.
Stick him with the money like a year.
It can't.
Yeah, what's going on there? Just stick him.
I just don't see the reason to even do it until we know half numbers.
Well, if this was in front of your house, I'm sure you'd see the reason for wanting to do it quickly.
That's besides the point. That's besides the point. Still would have to be consistent with everybody. I just brought out my concerns. That's all.
Is there a second? Or we did a second already, I guess.
Yeah, it was already a
So-
question.
No, we didn't do a second.
There was no second.
There was no
I
second.
think that was the call, yeah, you
Yeah, there is
seconded
no
it.
second. You asked for questions, and
Yeah,
then
you
I
seconded
started.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
don't ask for questions till I have a second, but we
questions
can
come
ask for,
after the second.
is there a second?
Question come after the second.
I motion to table the.
Very good.
Okay, fine, table it. In which case, we're gonna
Need a second
table.
for the table.
Is there a second for the table?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes,
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
but he can still go through with finding out what.
At
the
this
cost
point,
is.
I'm going to
He can still do
remove
That was my point.
the Third Street as well.
We'll get to it, you could
Okay.
table that as well.
Okay.
Council so
I don't know.
chooses.
Motion to appoint RVE as for the city of as the city of Monessen, our CDBG consultant effective July 1st, 2024, and also as a general consultant to work with the city of Monessen on all applicable grants and financial opportunities within the public and private sector on behalf of the city of Monessen. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you wanna go? Go, you.
I
Yeah,
did have a-
everybody's got questions, so,
Well, I
yeah, you
had
go
written
first.
a few questions down before we
Yeah.
started the meeting. I know they've sort of been addressed, but I just wanted clarification. That RVE would supplement rather than supplant WEC as a city engineer.
This has nothing to do with engineering.
Okay, and then my second one is their primary focus will be on grant writing.
And
as opposed-
CDBG, and
Okay,
CDBG.
and miscellaneous kind of grants that have come across.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
They would be out there looking, because we've all said we need grants for various things. Then at the end of the year, will they, or somebody prepare a report comparing how effective they were during this last 6 months of the year as compared to
Urban design.
urban design up to this point? Because I'm new, I don't know, but it'd be curious to see how two different firms operated.
I would even go so far as to say that we need to require RV to be present at our council meetings going forward for the rest of the year.
My question is, would they charge us for that, though?
Oh.
No.
They wouldn't charge us. So then my next question, we talked about this earlier. What is the percentage that we would be paying for the projects for CDBG or any
They
grants?
committed to a 10%.
Is that with approving if the grant was approved, or also would the 10% still go out and allocated to them if the
This is
grant was
strictly for
denied?
CDBG.
Yeah, but if it was, let's say a project was denied, do we still have to pay them the 10%?
No, this is CDBG budget, and that's allocated by the state.
Yeah.
We got about $300,000 this year.
Okay,
And-
cause that brings up
They
like.
administer that, they file all the reports
Cause I was
with the
kinda curious
DC.
about like the general consultant, like what is the general consultant? I mean, it's just, I just was questioning cause it's just broad, I was just wondering, general consultant.
Okay, so I'm okay with the 10% grant, okay, because we, searching our grants is fine. But the CDBG component, isn't that what WEC is our consultant?
No,
They're not our
no,
consultant?
No.
Just
That's what
Walt Hagley?
Walt
Okay.
Hagley.
So that's not affecting WEC at all?
Not at all, not at all.
They're hiring somebody that they can go and shower because they get nothing.
Would you please be quiet?
They're hiring them because they get nothing.
So we don't pay them anything unless they get us something, is that correct?
That is correct, but the CDBG, they will be the ones that conduct the public hearings that we do for CDBG funds. They will be the ones that generate the reports for us. They'll be the ones that file all the reports with
So
Charlie
that's-
Fry's.
So that goes
fees.
underneath the general consultant part, right?
That is a CDBG consultant.
What's the general consultant part?
The general consultant part was for any grants that they do, they will come to us and say, this is a grant opportunity we have, and this is what the terms will be.
Okay.
I think what we need to do though also
Now they're
is,
hiring people for that area.
I
Would you
think
please wait?
we need to make it crystal clear and ask Joe to draw up some type of simple contract that states this. That states that you get a grant, you get us so much, when it's approved, not after it's denied. But if it's approved and we get the money, you're entitled to 10%. At CDBG, are you gonna charge us 10% there to
Yes.
get what you're gonna use in there? That way, it's crystal clear on both sides, and there's no questions asked. And that way, like Karen said, we can evaluate what's going on at the end of the year and say, look, we're getting all this is fantastic, or is some of the concerns of the people out there in the audience are saying,
Let them go.
it doesn't matter, people can let other companies go.
You're gonna keep them here 1 year, that means he's gonna.
But I'm saying to you, companies people leave other companies go. You can go up and down and even car dealerships. I wouldn't buy a car there if you paid me. It's the best experience I ever had. It's just personal things. We can't base our judgments on that until we have actual facts and see what happens. So it's not gonna cost us anything, it's not gonna hurt us anything, and what we could possibly get out of it is tremendous if they follow through with it, so just leave it there.
It will cost.
Leave it there.
It costs Charleroi.
It ain't, I don't care if it costs Charleroi $10 million, I don't live in Charleroi. And neither do you.
That's right. I do care.
Okay, come on, let's keep
Again,
order,
I'm
let's
not
keep
getting into a
order.
shouting match, but enough of this with the worry about it.
Let's not get into shouting match. We had a second, let's call the roll, please.
So this is taking nothing about any of the duties that WEC Inc.
No, they
had.
are still 100%.
Nothing whatsoever, so they
That's
had
it.
nothing involvement with this whatsoever.
That's right.
So they'll still be able to work with Third Street, all the
Oh,
other
yes.
projects, okay.
Call the roll.
I have another question. So
Okay.
when we have our CDBG project, usually they oversaw a lot of our projects.
Yes.
Is that still,
Yeah,
they're still
yeah.
gonna oversee the projects once
Yes.
they're, okay. I just want to make sure nothing was been taken away from WCA.
No, WEC will.
Still
do the
oversee all the
engineering.
CDBG projects and
This
everything.
is, this is the city's.
Okay, all right, I'm fine with that then, okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Make a motion to approve the repayment of the tax anticipation note for the city of Monessen for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $282,717.62 as adjusted for 5/23 of 2024, which is tomorrow. This should be for tomorrow, 24. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Comments different than the number, about $100 different. in
The-
the date.
That's because the number originally printed was for 2 days ago. This is for tomorrow.
Okay, and the number that you just read was from CFS Bank.
CFS Bank for tomorrow, yes. Again, that's $282,717.62. Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Need to make a motion to authorize WEC Engineering to develop a plan and prepare specifications for the USDA Phase 3D project, utilizing the remaining funds remaining within the grant allocations for this project. The engineering costs are not to exceed 10% of the actual cost, and the cost is not to exceed the available grant funds available. That does not read right, but I think it says it. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Question, is this Third Street?
No,
No?
this is 12th Street and,
Sixth Street.
Sixth Street?
Yeah, these were 12th Street over here at Sixth Street.
Yeah.
Can't be lined. They need to be excavated. That's the scope of Phase 3D.
Okay.
and this is basically to allow him to start doing the specifications so we can go out for bid
Yeah.
and those different things.
Okay. It's so many phases, I'm like,
Yes, it's confusing.
sorry.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. This next one, I'm gonna ask for it to be tabled, but let me explain what this is. This is on Third Street near the Reed Street Viaduct. In fact, it's directly underneath the viaduct. There is a manhole on the side of the hill along with a terracotta line. That terracotta line has broke. It needs to be repaired. Every time we have a storm, we have sewage running out on Third Street, and that's what this project was to address. But I'm making a motion to table this. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Need a motion to appoint Elizabeth Gregg of 921 Athalia Avenue of Monessen, PA 15062, the Monessen Public Library's Board of Trustees, effective immediately for a 3-year term. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Make a motion to appoint Valerie Hardison of 416 McKee Avenue, Monessen, PA 15062 to the Monessen Redevelopment Authority effective immediately for the term vacated by Mike,
Kelly.
forget his
Kelly.
name. Michael Kelly, which I believe has 2 years left,
I would just say the remaining.
Just say
the remainder of his term. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Motion to approve for demolition of the following properties located in the city of Monessen. These properties were gone through immediately preceding this session in a review. 478 Motherwell Avenue, parcel number 2002070136. 617 McMahon Avenue, parcel number 2002070242. 635 McMahon Avenue, parcel number 2002060239. 1-3 Schoonmaker Avenue, parcel number 2002040036. 7 Idaho Alley, parcel number 2002070766. 456 Clarendon Street, parcel number 2002070188. 606 Locust Street, parcel number 2002060580. 618 Locust, parcel number 2002060411. 635 Rear Marguerite Street, parcel number 2002060407. 632 Locust Street, parcel number 2002060574. 623 Reed Street, parcel number 2002030320. 642 Locust Street, parcel number 2002060572. 627 Locust Street,
635.
we skipped that.
No, we're skipping
Right.
627.
You're at 627.
Yeah,
That's what I said, didn't
Yep.
I?
we're skipping.
We skipped.
627's pulled off the list.
Okay. 637 Locust Street, parcel number 2002060405. 611 Marguerite Street, parcel number 2002060351. 1204 Reservoir, parcel number 2002060365. 682 McMahon, parcel number 2002060321. And 433 Motherwell, parcel number 2002070110. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any questions?
What was the reasoning for pulling 627? I must not have heard.
Those are properties that we just did not run through the
all right.
board before
Okay.
this. Any other questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. I'll point out this is, I think 17 more houses that'll get demolished in the very near future. Thank you. Make a motion to approve payment of invoices for the Housing Alliance of Pennsylvania for work performed by Alta Vista Consulting in the area of blight removal and policy development in the amount of $21,138.00. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Let me clarify this real quick. This $21,138 is the total bill. As I understand it, we will only be responsible for 10% of this. The CDBG will reimburse us the remaining.
I thought DCD was doing it.
DCD. yeah.
DCED will reimburse us the remaining part of that, yes.
When?
They take 5 to 8 weeks.
Do we take 5 to 8 weeks to pay him?
No. Is there,
When was this started?
During Matt's,
So we got railroaded into paying for something that.
we actually got something from it. He developed our blight comprehensive plan. He presented here in council, this Tom Hardy.
He's been here a couple times.
I just have a hard time understanding this because the
I vote-
county's taking care of it.
No, this is DCED. And I was told by DCED, we will get no further assistance from DCED, including stamp assistance, if we don't pay this bill.
We haven't got anything from DCED anyways.
Well, because we haven't paid this bill.
Why don't you ask the other mayor what to do, he'll tell you.
Well,
Excuse me, I have a question, sorry, I missed it. You guys, y'all already did approval of the.
we did, yes,
Yeah, we approved it already.
we approved it. Go ahead.
You had a comment, I missed it, and it was, probably at 6:17 that I actually had the deed and everything for it.
That has nothing to do with the council tonight. 617 would be a tax exoneration issue. That's something different. Nothing to do with
It's not
this.
on the list.
It's not on,
No, it's one of those.
No, our list.
Oh, y'all list.
Yeah.
That we read
Yeah, it's
tonight,
not on
yeah.
our list.
Like, we're
What's-
we're
what
reading
street are
off
you
properties
talking-
for demolition.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
617 is the second one.
It's the second one down.
yeah, it's gonna be demoed. It's scheduled, we approved it for demolition.
Now,
For
is there a
McMahon
demo
Avenue?
hearing?
We did
Yeah.
that.
Will there be a demo
We
hearing?
did the
had it
demo
already.
hearing
So
earlier
you've already
today.
had it, they're saying you missed the demo hearing. No,
It was
to-
at it was
It
at
was
5:30.
today.
yeah, before this meeting.
Well,
You wouldn't.
When did you become the record property owner of this property? March 20th of this year?
It's still not, it's not recorded with the quarter of deeds though.
If, yeah.
So basically what's happening is because this property, we've been trying to get, but I had the house on the repository list, so I couldn't put it in my name just yet. I have the deed and everything, because, you know, with the repository, you can't have any house with taxes. So we was gonna apply for the tax forgiveness. And we have $154,000. We wanna fix that. We wanna live in that house. So this is my first time here, so I didn't know.
All right. Council has voted on it. The reason you didn't get notice of this because you're not the owner of the property. The deed's not filed. But what we can do is you need to get with Marvin Davis, the code enforcement official, so we can try to figure this out. You will receive a letter from my office notifying you of council's decision, and we can have a conversation after that.
How much is that gonna cost?
It's
Are you
good.
sitting around about it?
Move on.
Moving on.
Well, how much is it gonna cost?
Moving on.
Call the roll, please.
I guess you were into.
Councilperson Cosner?
Not your
Yes.
portion of the meeting.
Councilman
Not your
Nestor?
portion of the meeting.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Helping a resident that wants help.
All right, Mayor, come on.
Let's keep on going.
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Motion to approve the payment to McGrew Construction for the completion of the ADA compliant ramp, steps, and railing from using CDBG funds in the amount of $13,950. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be specifying on here what year of CDBG funds we're taking? I think we should.
It's actually a year that if we don't spend it before the end of the month, we lose the money altogether.
Well, it's just a matter of just on here.
I don't know what year that is, to be honest.
I mean, it's usually 3 years behind that we're usually using money.
Yeah, this is maybe even 4.
It might be a combination of multiple years.
Okay. We voted on it, is that right?
Is it done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to pay Farmers National Bank loan interest payment.
We didn't vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
I'm sorry.
We have a second, though.
Yeah, and is there other questions?
No, Mayor.
Okay, call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Motion to pay Farmers National Bank loan interest payment of $88,694.49 using debt service fund. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Okay, I relinquish the floor. Councilman Worzikowski, would you like to give us your report, please?
Mayor, thank you. Just on a prior note, when we were just talking about Farmers Bank, it would be a good idea to see what our interest rate is compared to what's still out there. Even if we can get 1% is a lot of money on what we're still having out there for a balance. So is that something you can do, Mike?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $49,681.11. All invoices are attached to agenda's attachment A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the rec account in the amount of $38.70. All invoices are attached to this agenda's attachment B.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Parks Fund in the amount of $2,490.39. All invoices are attached to this agenda's attachment C.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Liquid Fuels Fund in the amount of $1,354.75. All invoices are attached to the agenda's attachment D.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the line usage account in the amount of $417.12. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment E.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Refuge Fund in the amount of $49,591.73. All invoices are attached to this agenda's attachment F.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $71,124.11 from the general fund to the payroll account.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
And these are the following balances as of today. ARP Fund has $155,137.56. Debt Service has $1,050,071.33. Fire Escrow has $21,393.38. Grant Fund has $50,525.98. Healthcare has $1,823.82. Line usage has $664,140.81. Liquid Fuels has $145,151.33. Parks has $103,577.85. Payroll has $14,711.16. Recreation has $5,103.83. Refuge has $236,533.63. And the general fund has $938,724.03. And Mayor, I yield to Phil.
Thank you.
Phil, I yield. Thank you.
Councilwoman Lois Thomas, would you like to give us your report?
Good evening, everyone. Streets Department report for April 2024. Picked up garbage twice a week downtown, marked 45 PA1 calls. Cold patched several streets throughout the city, installed and removed several signs throughout the city. Reported 2 sewer issues at Grant Street and Fairfield. Swept the streets with the street sweeper, cut city lots, started removing the river mud from the boat launch, and helped the Parks Department as needed. But also just like to thank the crew for the wonderful job they're doing getting the streets in the city ready for Memorial Day with the 7-man crew that they have. I know that's not, you can only do so much with the 7, but you do such a great job that some people can't even do with 14. So just let it be known that we thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. Councilman John, would you like to give us your report, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, row offices, and the citizens of Monessen. Here's the following report for the police and public safety reports for the month ending in April 30th, 2023. Police Department receipts for the month of April 2024. And I said 3 last time, but we'll just ignore that. Miscellaneous collections were the following. Restitution, $45, for a grand total of $45. Court receipts from the District's Justice Office are the following. Code Office fines collected, $1,040.45. Crime Code fines collected, $291.35. City ordinances collected, $482.60. Code enforcement collected, $44.25. For the total receipts for the District's Justice Office is $1,858.65. Total receipts collected for April 2024, $1,903.64. Total citations for the Police Department for this year, or for this month is 94. The year-to-date is 245. Code activity report for April 2024. Habitation permits 10, collection letters 23, animal complaints were the following: 3 dogs, 2 rats, 2 raccoons. Miscellaneous complaints 10, health inspections 4, office meetings with residents 3, citations issued at this time it's undetermined, hearings undetermined, building permits 4, zoning permits 6. We had the miscellaneous complaints of grass noise, abandoned vehicles, and homes. So far, the demos of being done at this time are prepared is 172. Following is the Monessen Municipal Fire Chief's report for April 2024. Vehicle accidents 2, electrical fire 3, trees down 1, appliance fire 1, grass fire 1, structure fire 1, smoke in a structure 1, natural gas leaks 1, medical assistance 2, automatic fire alarms 3, stove fire 1, wires down 1, flooding 5. Calls outside the city. Structure fire, Charleroy 1. Structure fire, Fallowfield Township 1. Total calls 25. Total firefighters 247. Firefighters per call 7.88. Total man hours 311. That's currently all I have, Mayor. I yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I could say one thing, Delmar, please let Josh Arnold know that he did an excellent job when Lights Work brought 3 groups of clients down, and he just gave them a tour. He did an excellent job.
We're doing a lot more community involvement with a lot more businesses.
Yeah.
And Knox Box was just installed at Lights Work.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Councilwoman Karen Cosner, would you give us your report, please?
Sure. First off, I had neglected at our last meeting to thank people who showed up for the citywide cleanup on May 4th. It was a rainy day, so for those of you who showed up and spent part of your day there, we do appreciate it very much. And also, if you haven't been down to see the ramp in front of the Civic Center, I think that they did an absolutely beautiful job. You know, just take a walk on it and see what's done. I think they did a nice job. So the report for April is the garbage in the parks was picked up, as was litter, cleaned the Civic Center as needed, turned on the water at all the park facilities, cut all the parks and ball fields, weather permitting, and helped the streets department as needed. And I think the last meeting or meeting before last, I had mentioned perhaps using the lot across from the Historical Society as a community flea market. I don't think we've had one of those in a number of years. Maybe and I thought to earn money for the Civic Center to buy some shelving units and maybe some supplies for Julian when he plans his programs. So I have a motion to approve utilization of the City of Monessen property on Donner Avenue for a proposed flea market in August or September of 2024, contingent on the appropriate plans, event details, participants, and required insurance coverages presented to council prior to the event.
Is there a second?
Second.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
This is a single weekend event, or this is spread out across
No,
weeks or months, or
It would be one Saturday.
one Saturday?
One Saturday, and what I want to do is do some research on how long do most flea markets last during the day, like 9 to 5, 9 to 3, because I really don't know, and seem to come up with a consensus of the best number of hours. And as I said, I have research to do, and then try to pick a weekend that not everything is happening in other parts of the valley. And then maybe our businesses would agree to be open on a Saturday, and if people come down to Monessen, they could just walk around and go in the businesses and see what's happening. That's what I'm hoping. And say it's a really huge success, maybe we can do it a few times next year.
Okay.
So is this something the rec board or the city, who's overseeing this? Is
I
it
am.
city, or, so it's a city
A
event,
city.
not the Civic Center or
No.
Julian?
No, I just thought it would be a good use of money to try to help him out.
So.
I will point out that the RDA, because this is.
Yes, I was just gonna ask, I was just
both
gonna ask
city and
that
RDA,
question.
She did approach the
All
RDA,
right,
and they gave her permission.
that was gonna be my next question,
Yeah.
because
Do
it's
the
a
same.
mixed lot.
I went to a meeting, when was that? Tuesday night, and they said fine. They said they would pay the insurance for their part of the lot and everything. They were very amenable to using it,
So,
the redevelopment authority. I did.
Okay.
They were, it was pleasant.
Karen,
Karen, Tony has.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
And maybe it's too early yet, because you said prior to council approving stuff. Who's collecting the money?
That's something we'll have to discuss, because I don't know, what have you done in the past if you had an event? I know we would charge, but I don't know how you want to administer that.
The way it would happen if you wanted to rent something in the city is you have to come to the city treasurer and put your deposit down, or I don't wanna say lease it, but you would just reserve it.
Okay.
This
You need-
would be totally different, because you would have individuals wanting to get a table and pay for that.
Yeah, I would suspect that, you probably need to talk to the Treasury Department
Right.
and work out plans for receiving the money.
For receiving the money, and so that I would know, because I thought, well, I know that PAWS, when they do the park, they block everything off with chalk and they allow a certain space. And I thought, that's a good plan, I could do that as well. So we knew in advance, maybe we have spaces for 100 tables and figure out the length of the tables, because we won't provide
Did-
anything like that.
Did you, or I think you might have to, and you may already have done this, and I'm just spitballing, you probably have to talk, the chief will have to know anything for traffic control. If it's very prosperous, you could have
Well,
a
that's
ton
a-
of cars down there.
Well, that's a good point, I'll mark that down. These are all questions, that's why I'm bringing it for ideas, because I never did it before. Well, I'm coming to you guys for ideas, and I hope what you'll do, you'll be so excited, you're gonna go home and clean out your closets. And support this, tell your friends. That's what I'm hoping. You know, there are a lot of questions, a lot of plans, and the first time, maybe it won't be a hit, but it's worth a shot.
Are you also considering,
Well,
You and the mayor.
no.
Yeah.
you
Any
know,
other
can I ask
questions?
her now?
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I forgot what the hell I was gonna ask you. Oh, I know what it is. Are you considering anything of having, any food?
Well, that was a thought. Then I would have to know if you have food, what's the policy to have food? If there's a food truck, I know that you have to get, a license or a permit or whatever.
Marvin will be able to.
Yeah, work with Marvin.
But these are all questions, I think most of the answers would come from here. People would tell me what to do.
Yeah, Marvin will help you with that.
Yeah. Because it wouldn't be any different than at the park.
Because there's
Right.
I don't think there's any electricity.
That's where you'd
over
have a
no
problem, is
there.
electricity.
So the only thing you'd be limited to those
Well,
who have a generator.
generators.
Those are the only ones to be
Right.
able to do, to have a generator.
Generators.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody got,
Okay.
anybody else have a
Asked
question?
enough.
No?
Call the roll then.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
That's all yours,
Really
Karen.
did see.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm excited. I can get started. I like projects. And then Ron already presented to the council about the tank. So there was I guess we need a discussion, or?
No, motion.
It's all good?
Need a motion.
We had that motion before, though.
We didn't do a motion for it.
I would make a motion.
Turn that into a
Slow
motion.
down, Ernie. We're not done.
Motion to
Make it-
propose painting renovation.
And restoration of the tank located in City Park, led by Ron Cromulak, commander of the American Legion Post 28 in the city of Monessen, at no cost to the city of Monessen.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or discussion we want to do on that? I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the city to reap the benefits of something we got in our parks. Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
And then I had another idea, as one day I was driving through Monessen, I was looking at the litter and the weeds and the abandoned signs, driving through and then coming back again, that even though we always say, I know we don't have money to do a lot of things, and our crews work so hard, the parks are beautiful, but it would be so nice if we could organize volunteers who would say, you know what, I'll take charge of that corner and I will pull those weeds, I will pick that litter up, I will sweep the cigarette butts off that corner. So when people drive through, they'll see we're trying to make an impact. And I know we already have volunteers in this town who do various projects on their own. And this is not gonna be like it was the Adopt the Highway, where every 2 feet you had a sign and said so-and-so adopts this highway, because sooner or later those signs become litter and trash and they cost money. So this has to be an altruistic venture, intrinsically motivated, because you're not gonna get like huge recognition. The only recognition would be that you knew you played a part, trying to get some pride back in Monessen. And maybe, I was thinking, maybe I could meet with Douglas and maybe some of their students, because they're young and strong, maybe they would be willing to help. Anybody can help, even if it's an hour a week, just to try to clean up what we can and have this street look beautiful.
Maybe we can get some trash cans over there?
Over,
Wherever the street is at?
well, we could have trash cans, but this is a terrible comment to make, but I have seen trash right by the trash cans. And I don't know. I have watched people pull up in a parking lot where there was a trash can, empty their car, and toss their trash. I do not know how to instill pride in people, but I think it's worth a shot. So if any of you want to sign up, we can have volunteers. And what I plan to do is go through, and I'm going to take pictures of these corners. And so at least we can target, if there's an abandoned sign or anything else that looks a mess, try to get it cleaned up a little bit on our main streets here in Monessen. Just to make us, I think we can be cute. I think we could be a cute town. What do y'all
I
think?
think it would work.
I mean, so if you want to help, before you leave tonight, give me your name, phone number, and email address, so if I ever get things going in a planned venture, I can call you and you can tell me where you choose to do your work. So that's all I have.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment directed to myself on any items related to the business ordinance, statutes, and resolutions of daily work product and the attention of the city of Monessen.
Ernie, first I want to start with a good remark here. This is the first time after 2 years, Tony, then John Nestor jumped in, and then Lois, and even Carol threw a knuckleball. You guys questioned what was being presented on the agenda, and I really like that. First time I saw you guys jumping in there.
Happens.
No, not that often.
Well,
But anyway,
But I
I'm
think
giving you,
Just so you know, Ernie, you may
What?
not see it, but there's a lot, sometimes there's questioning on the agenda before there's a pre-agenda that goes out there, so. you
I
don't
know, but
that.
this is first time live in front of TV.
I prefer not to be
Video.
memorized.
But anyway, I want to go back to a couple of things here. One, you went to the Army, the Army engineer down there with Elizabeth.
Yes.
All they talked about was the dam. Did you
No.
bring up, did they, mention what they're gonna do
Yeah, and in
with-
fact, they came here today to talk about
Oh,
that.
they came today? How
Yeah.
come you didn't mention it?
Didn't have a chance.
Well, what did they say?
Well, first off, think about what they're doing here. They have redone the Lock 4 at Charleroi. That is what they claim is they put, how many, did they say $1 billion on that lock?
In the total, in the Charleroi project, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the most advanced lock in the world.
Okay,
in
but I'm
Charlotte.
worried
Let me
about
finish.
the boat launch.
No, not the boat launch, the lock.
Yeah, I
Lock
know,
4.
but I'm worried about the boat
Okay,
launch.
so now Elizabeth, they're removing the lock completely. And the next one will be at, what's up? It's up by Rincon.
Well, Braddock is the
Braddock,
next step in the
Braddock.
lock process.
The
yeah.
point being is, that will greatly improve the traffic of the tugboats. They claim that it will be a $200 million kick per year to people on the Mons River. So this is a huge thing. What it will do will be drop the river level here in Monessen by about 3 feet. At least that's what's being predicted. When it drops 3 feet, that brings in several things that we had to concern about at the boat launch. The barges, whether the ramp is long enough that they can still use it for launching boats, all these different issues. So they came here today to look at those various things. They identified that there is a problem with, there is a potential problem with the barges. They don't have money just dripping out of their pockets to fix it immediately, but they are looking at different solutions for it. We will keep with them until we find
But
out
what
what they're
kind of
supposed to
risk assessment do they do? Is it dangerous or what?
Sure.
Well, the risk
But they're
assessment was done
starting
by
there.
our engineers, yeah.
It's a starting of the process today.
Yeah, but what's the risk assessment? Can we use it yet?
No,
No, we
No.
should not.
So the boat launch is closed down for the
no,
whole
not
year?
the boat launch,
No.
just
Well, I'm
that.
talking about the boat launch.
The boat launch is,
Barges are closed.
the
The barges
barges
are closed.
closed, yes.
Okay. Because I didn't know, what happened. Now, I just want to make this statement here. I like to see Monessen be a prosperous town, not a nice planted, cleaned up area. What good is all these cosmetic effects when the town is broke? Now, the only way you're gonna get everything to come together is if we got industry hiring 500, 1,200, 2,000 employees, which most of them reside in Monessen. I don't like these deals where you guys give deals to these companies, okay? And then 80% of their employees come from out of town. We lose on taxes. And then what happens? The people who remain get hit with higher taxes and fees. So who's working on that, bringing industry?
We've been working very hard on
No,
this.
the only thing you're bringing like this RVS,
So-
you're looking for grants. You're not looking for industry.
So let me point this out. Still, to this day, you drive down Donner, and there's signs on the fence that say, "Help wanted." We
Yeah.
haven't even filled the
Yeah.
jobs that we have here now, much less more.
Yeah, I want to, and I want to present that. That same company still got soot and dangerous substances coming out of First Avenue. I brought this up last month. It's still there. You guys are not addressing it. Why?
That's a DEP issue.
What DP? If I threw McDonald's French fries out there, I'm going to get fined. These guys are going to get DPA to look into it?
And they
That's
do.
baloney. How come nobody's addressing that?
The birds will eat the french fries. I don't know.
Anyway,
Make a film for it.
what do you have to go forward with industry? That's what I want to know. All these people you're bringing in are just advisors, consultants, and then they promise you we're going to get grants.
I invite you to help me bring in people.
Well, I asked for 2 months now. I don't want to throw the blame on Mike Korpach, but I like to see a map, the city property owned and the redevelopment, so I can make some sense to present to some other company to see if they'd be interested in it. I can't just go there and talk. I got to show them a map. I haven't gotten it yet.
Those are available from Greensburg.
He just told me he could get it for me.
I'll get it for you, bro. I told you out of my.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying,
Okay.
I like to do something. He keeps telling me to do something. Well, I need some tools.
Well,
So, I hope we could bring industry here so then the town gets prosperous instead of cosmetically, made up.
It's gotta all go together, yes.
First comes prosperity, then everything comes together.
Here we go.
Hi, my name is Pina, 45 Montraver Drive, Monessen, PA. No, and I don't give no tax break. You give it to those that don't need a tax break. We pay our taxes. But I got a question. You say you need people to help you, correct? And you went to the redevelopment meeting, right? How many people were there? I'm talking about people like coming to the place to see, besides this guy here, which is like an X, and you. So there's nobody go to them, right? So they put out a letter here a little while ago about people disrupting the meeting. Asking a question is not disrupting them, okay? They're the one that are disrupted. Because when I look at that rule clause, I see that you were in a redevelopment meeting part, you got a piece of property for $4,000 or nothing. The same thing, Buzzy. Everybody that's on the board gets something. Or make deals for themselves, not for the city of Monessen. Okay? They don't do that. So you gotta keep that in mind. You need to ask them. The one thing that drives me crazy, it says you ask questions and they give you answers?
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you give them a written question?
No, I asked.
Because they said that you have to. I have the piece of paper that says that. But I have an attorney that is looking at that, so I'm not worried about it. Number one. Number two, being that you're into the mood of cleaning, 6th Street wall. What are you gonna do with that? The one that is caving in. Got an answer?
Where are you talking about it caving in?
There's only one wall. When you go up 6th Street, you understand?
On the
Around
sharp
the
turn?
bend.
Run the bend,
Around the
you see
bend
all
where the
Yeah.
stones are.
the whole wall come down? What are you gonna do?
No, that's,
We asked about.
When are you gonna fix it? You
That'd
can
be
fix
the-
that whole area, and you go there and you look nothing but an eyesore. When are you gonna fix it? The city workers can't do
Parks
that because there's
Department.
only so many of them.
And you need stones too.
Yeah.
Didn't we ask if that could be included in CDBG? Didn't we
it's
ask
part of the
that?
park?
Yeah, it's parks. They included at 6th Street Park.
Yeah, we need to
CDBG.
Yeah,
proceed
we-
with that.
Yeah, we thought that we could use that with
The whole
CDBG
town
funding.
CDBG now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for Evergreen.
Nope, CDBG too.
Yeah, because I agree with him, that's something that we were hoping to have addressed when we did the statue, we were hoping that we could've got the wall done, but at the time, that money was not available.
Well, you squeezed, was more engineer, right, for 28,000?
They didn't squeeze anybody.
Yes, you did.
We
You
didn't squeeze
pay him.
anybody.
You didn't pay him for.
They are
20
quite happy with the
You didn't pay
agreement.
for 28,000.
We paid in
They're not
$300,000.
They're not here complaining.
You didn't pay for 28,000.
They're not-
They're not here
Listen,
complaining.
I'm
They're-
asking-
No. You wanna talk
Yeah.
legal, that's when you
Alright.
allow me to
Let's
talk.
go.
I'm gonna talk whenever I wanna talk.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a dispute on invoices and a contract,
Yeah.
2 legal issues. WEC and the city resolved those issues. I don't see Tony Vitale here
How they
complaining.
resolved it, tell me.
What do you mean?
How did they fix it?
How many times do we have to repeat ourselves up
We-
here?
I never heard it because
So
they
there was-
they owed him 28,000. Did they pay the?
It was 38,000.
Did they pay the 38?
They forgave it
Did they-
in
did
return
they pay
for
the
amending the
30
Penn
Did
Fest.
they pay the 38,000?
It was part of a resolution to 2 different disputes, Pino.
So in other words, you didn't pay. Oh,
They agreed not to be paid.
oh, okay, so you squeezed them.
No, we didn't squeeze them.
That's basically, that's what I.
Not at all.
Squeeze it.
You're wrong, but continue.
Go ahead,
That's
next.
fine. I ask a simple question to you, you couldn't answer it. You're gonna write a letter to that lady
Yeah.
or that gentleman that was here. How much you gonna charge?
It's gonna charge what it costs to
What it
write a
costs?
simple letter.
Tell me.
My fee, we've been over this, I don't know, for years, $100 an hour. this.
So you're gonna pay them $100?
It's
Why
not
don't-
gonna
why
take
don't
an
you-
hour.
Why don't you just do it for nothing?
Do you work for free?
Well, neither is that, neither that's West, the Westmoreland Engineering works for free.
Well, we paid them last week, or when we
You
had our
didn't pay the
special.
full amount.
We paid $300,000
You
to
did not
them.
pay the
$300,000.
You
Pino,
did not pay the $30,000.
Pino, you understand when there's a
Yeah.
contract dispute, a legal dispute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Parties agree to resolve it at a different number, right? That's what happened here. So what's your issue with it?
I have an issue because he had no choice.
No, he
was
had
put
plenty
up
of
against
choice.
the wall.
No.
Either you take the money that we give you, or you could go and sue us, period.
That's not at all the way it was.
That was the way it was.
Not at all.
You could say
Not at
no,
all.
but that's fine. I just want to make it clear that you squeezed them.
I'm gonna make it clear you know nothing about what
Yeah.
took place.
We're not gonna bad rap Mr. Vitale or WEC Engineers. There was an issue, it was resolved favorably. Both sides are happy. Both sides were happy. You may not be happy.
He needed to be paid. He had bills to pay, so he had to get some money.
Are you his representative? I mean, because I spoke with Mr. Vitale. He was happy with the resolution.
I pay taxes in Monessen.
I understand you do.
To pay our bill.
But you don't understand,
To pay our bill.
Mr. Vitale and WEC were perfectly fine with the resolution that we collectively put our heads together to resolve.
How much you charge them for doing that?
My time for being part of the meeting to resolve the resolution. You don't call a plumber to fix a legal contract issue.
So you didn't do that? How much you charge them for doing
I would have to look. I was here for a
Look it up
meeting.
and see how much it costs us not to pay.
Probably a lot less than $38,000.
Well, tell me, give us a number. Okay? I guess you can't give me a number again.
I'll come back with a number.
Okay, do that. I like it.
It might be next meeting, it might be the meeting after when I get to
That's
it.
fine, you give it to me in writing, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Now, RBE, they got rid of him in Charleroi.
As an engineer, we're not hiring him as an engineer. Understand it's two different
Can I
functions.
answer- can
No,
you-
I wanna make sure you understand what we're saying.
No, that's fine, go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
They did not hire him for a CDBG consultant. They have entirely different processes. We did not hire them as an engineer in this city. They are not doing engineering in the city.
You done?
I'm done. Has nothing to do with Charleroi.
RBE was let go of Charleroi.
As the engineer.
As the engineer,
RBE was let go
As
of
the engineer.
Charleroi.
As
Be
the engineer.
accurate. Be accurate.
You guys got something to say? Go ahead.
Be accurate.
What is that you're saying? Okay, I agree with what you're
Okay.
saying. You agree? I agree with what, no, this
I'm
is
just
what I
asking
gotta
to be
say.
accurate.
RBE also said that they could get grants. What grant did they get from Charleroi? Nothing. But they got a bill. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end up with a bill again for the same people. So how stupid can you be by hiring somebody from down there?
I think you missed the previous discussion that council had. They've tasked me to come up with an agreement from RVE that they are going
heard
to.
it.
Hold on. No. You're accusing them of running up fees for this. They said to the city, they're not gonna charge any more than 10% to administrate the CDBG project. Urban Design Ventures charges
18 and up.
18 and up. They're gonna commit to 10% to run the city's CDBG program, follow all the necessary paperwork, have the necessary public hearings at 10%.
Whatever they do.
At 10% of the CDBG cost.
Okay.
The budget.
Whatever the budget is, they're gonna get 10%. Your current,
So if our budget is what?
$300,000.
They get 10%,
They get
Yes.
$30,000.
30,000.
that's less than the 18% on top of the monthly retainer that the city's paying their current consultant today.
Listen, Tony questioned the whole thing about a half hour ago, and I listened to him. And he has every right to question that.
If they don't do any other grants or anything else, we're not limited to them for grants and so forth. We're allowing them to write grants, but we can do other companies to allow them to do grants as well.
Let me ask you a question. Just tell the truth one time.
I am telling you the truth every time.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Who told you to hire them?
I knew
Who
RVE.
told you to hire them?
Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody.
Come on. You don't even know what 9th Street is, let alone RBE. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Being that you can't tell the truth, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's fine, that's your prerogative, okay? Now, you keep wanting cleaning the city, right? Up on 9th Street, when are they gonna fix that mess where the light used to be? When are they gonna fix that? Well, let's put it this way, don't say that, Pino, because that's cause trouble, you know, we're not prejudiced. That's a bad part of
The
town.
intersection.
The 9th Street, you did a job, you did a hell of a job in the park.
The intersection needs
Well, you
done.
tell me, what the pile of shit doing running in the middle of the road?
I don't
When
even
you
know
gonna
what you're
clean it
talking
up?
about.
When
Let's talk
are
about
you
the
going to
intersection
clean it
where the
up?
pylons are and that
Where
plate
the
is.
two Jersey barriers.
I understand,
plate,
I
where the
understand.
plate is.
That's,
Are we waiting for the road to be?
I think that's what, no, I think the road is where it's gonna be. That's what the Pinvest project left us with.
Okay.
But the plate that's there and the pylons.
And that is what WEC is trying to get resolved with Reynolds Brothers.
It's part of the punch list to finish up the Penvest project.
That thing has been like that for the last 2 years.
Exactly.
And they're talking about making the place look better.
Well,
And that place is a mess. It makes it makes a nice park.
here's the thing.
Look like crap.
Penvest said the company's not getting paid till they fix the punch list.
Pardon?
Penvest, that controls the project, that's who funds the project, state agency that funds the project, they're not paying the contractor until the punch list is complete.
And that is one of the items
What's
on the
that got
punch
to
list.
do with cleaning up the mess?
That is
What's
part,
that got to
that's
do
what
with-
the punch list consists of.
For 2 years, evidently,
Yes.
contractors might not got paid for 2 years. And I guess Tony's right, he hasn't been paid for 2 years.
This isn't Tony, this is Reynolds Brothers.
Well, I understand. Reynolds also worked for Tony. He was here about Reynolds.
Right. And
Okay,
Reynolds needs to
please.
finish up with his project,
Look,
so
I know
we can
how
wrap
I
this
think-
project
You know
up.
how it works. But I'm saying to you, Thomas, you understand that, right? Does it need to be clean?
Oh, definitely.
For 2 years, I don't care who does it. It needs to be clean.
I agree.
And then you tell me you wanna make Monessen look better?
And we're,
How you gonna make Monessen look better, okay, when you're holding on to the money from
why is
third-
that, let's back up. Why is the problem on 9th Street? Think about what caused that problem to occur. That was when Reynolds Brothers goes up there and redoes the sewer line, all up and down 9th Street and across to the park and all the way up that way. When they did that, they put up those barriers and they still have some plates up there. That is up to them. They have a contract to fix that, and they are supposed to fix that. And if they don't fix that, they will not be paid for their
Well,
work.
that's what you normally do. You
What else
squeeze
can,
them again.
what, for
You
not
have a
doing their
hard- you
work,
have a hard time
absolutely.
getting contractors here now.
So I pay them because they didn't do their work. That's a great
Oh,
idea.
All I'm saying, it needs to be cleaned up.
Let's continue on. We beat this to death. Next thing.
Hey, real quick, it wasn't actually Reynolds. It was when 9th Street caved in the first time. Those barriers
They're
have
just
actually been
responsible
there
for the
10 years
plates.
ago.
Well, that's when they separated the two 9th Streets,
Yeah.
upper and lower.
They fell in the first time where the old Morgan Avenue was.
Oh, is that the reason it became one way?
And they had to make the
Okay.
road.
They had to
not
narrow
two
the road.
lanes up anymore, only one.
He's the mayor of the
That's why
town.
the
He didn't
Jersey
ask the
barriers-
other mayor, the other mayor what to do.
There's work they have to
That's
do
the
there
question.
too.
I agree that it's an absolute.
Yeah, and I think he's talking also
It
about
is.
the plate
It
up
truly
there,
is.
too.
And it needs to be fixed.
Do not enter signs, pointing,
Yep.
arrows pointing up and.
It's all-
That $100 fix.
I wanna ask you one more question. There's been money being held for 2 years to do 3rd Street. When is that going to be done?
Probably towards the end of this year or the beginning of next
Why
year.
are you holding on to the money?
Because we had several
For
issues.
2 years.
Well, first off, they were tearing up 3rd Street with all the sewer work. We have to get that all finished. We still have some storm drains that have issues. We have businesses on
Is there
3rd Street that have
sewers
asked
gonna
us
be
to wait.
issues right now? Is there something to be
Yes,
done?
yeah, right across from Buzzy's place, that sewer line has
Oh,
a
that
break
should
in
be
the
done.
storm
Hey,
drain.
listen, if Buzzy told you to do that.
It's a
then
broken
hold it, 'cause he knows
sewer
his
line.
stuff.
It's,
All I'm saying is this, 2 years, the money has been approved
Yeah.
to get 3rd Street done.
and if we did it, it
And
would be
it has
dug, it would be
not.
dug out 3 times
And then
already.
you wanna make Monessen look better when I see the sidewalk up on 3rd.
As soon as we get through with the work,
Like a
it will be,
total
it will be
piece of
done.
crap. Come on. We ain't blind. I got bad eyes and bad ears.
Okay, move on, move
Well,
on.
I just, I'm telling
Move
you,
on.
you didn't give me an answer.
I gave you an answer, you don't
2 years,
listen.
You said
I-
toward the end of this year,
Give
you
on.
said that about everything,
Move
but
on.
nothing happened.
Move on.
Okay? You need to move back to where you came from, because I think you actually are taking our city into bankruptcy.
How can you do that when I control the finances?
Well, you control control of it, that's all kind of crap inside. You gotta talk to the other mayor. to see what's going on.
I have a
No.
real quick question to Karen.
Okay.
Is the Civic, the Civic Center, is it done?
What do you mean, is it?
All the appliances that we purchased, is it all done?
I think that it was inspected, wasn't it?
It was
It's,
inspected Friday by Marvin, yes.
Yep, and they had an event there on Saturday, so I think everything is in place, the ramp was finished, the kitchen was finished. As far as I know, that was all that was left to do.
There's always improvements to be made,
I mean,
but
there-
yeah, everything that was
I
talked
wouldn't
about
say
is done.
finished yet.
And what's going on with our half-assembled ping pong tables and everything?
They need adjusted. They need adjusted. They were never broken, there were never parts missing. I need somebody to go down there with their little hand skills and do something to the bottom of those. I can't do it. But we got one of them fixed. Somebody I know came down and adjusted the legs to bring them up like this. However, in that room, which is not a very large room, there were 2 ping pong tables ordered, some foosball table and a air hockey table. And one of them has not been assembled. But if you had active kids in there, I think there's like too much stuff, because they don't stand still and just ping pong or whatever they do. So
No, it's an active sport.
it's an active sport, so you need so much space
But what's
between.
not put together?
What needs to be adjusted are the legs of the one ping pong. We have 3 of them. That the one was never really, it was never broken, it needed adjusted.
Well, can
So we folded it up, Julie moved it out of the way, and then we need to locate the paddles and the balls that came as part of a unit. You can't find them.
Okay, what about the air hockey table?
One of them, which one is not assembled? I don't know the difference between them, but one is still in the box
Okay.
because there was no room.
So not you, but we spent money to get equipment down there for kids and people or adults to use.
Whomever.
And we still have it sitting in a box.
So,
What's wrong with that?
I don't know, I wasn't here.
Why can't we get people down there to get it all assembled and put up and be done with it?
Well, that's a question. But now I think he's made room, so at least if somebody would go down there and assemble it. But again, there's so much equipment in that room, kids, it's just like too much for that space. But it's there, it needs assembled.
I don't think they're gonna use it at all. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna use it at the same time. I think sometimes it was for if they had an event day,
event, and-
and they put it on the sides of the gym.
Yeah.
It wasn't to be used all in one room.
And I asked
It's to
Julia,
have event days
'cause
where
they-
you have game days and they're on the sides of the basketball
fold
court,
up.
things
The
like that.
ping pong tables fold up, the other 2 tables, they're one piece, they don't fold up.
Right, but
They weren't all meant to fit into
And
that
I'm
room.
not trying to commit somebody to this or anything, but I would possibly hope that somebody here could tell Rodney and ask the guys to say, look, on a day it's raining and it's
Get 'em
pouring,
up.
it's miserable out, and we don't want them, I wouldn't wanna be outside. Is that a nice inside project that you could take all day and do and get it up and running? Because, again, an air hockey table, if it's any decent, was probably a couple grand.
I'm sure, they're all extremely nice pieces of equipment. When I saw them, I thought, oh, this would be a lot of fun for the kids. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
my question to council is, why aren't we moving forward and making sure this is done and put this to bed instead of talking about it for at least, the last 5-6 months?
Well, it's
Because
been there
never
for a
did
year.
anybody know.
We wanted to do the 3 other rooms, Tony, with painting and carpeting, and
So they
Lois
can
was
be
all
put in
for
there.
that, and we still potentially have CDBG money to do that, and then put everything up.
I thought we were all done with CDBG money for that project.
No, for that year we are.
That year, but I think we have a little extra that we could work with our vendor here in town for carpeting and flooring and paint to buff up those 3 rooms,
Well,
which they need to be done.
Okay.
And Lois felt the same way when
all
she
right,
reviewed the
then,
It's
project.
more space.
then I'm gonna push council
Let's do
and
it.
everybody and say, I wanna see a price and a quote, or 3 quotes
Painting
before the
and carpeting.
middle of next week.
I can, yeah.
And then I wanna know a delivery time that this can get done, and get this committed, and if it's under a threshold, Joe, is that something we can just do? If it's under a dollar threshold?
$600.
Okay.
I'm in.
So, this does not show up again as a discussion next council meeting. It is to be done and put to bed before next council.
What are we talking about exactly?
The painting and carpeting.
Painting and carpeting.
So that the other things can be
So
moved
there's
around.
So there's no juggernaut that says, oh, we can't move forward because of this,
Can't fit
because of
'em.
this. No, we gotta stop making excuses and just do it.
Very good, Tony, that's what you do, make excuses, make them pay. The money's there to pay, I pay my taxes on time. For that
I'd like to
reason,
pay
you
his
pay
taxes
your-
if we can.
I don't wanna get into that, but the thing is,
Can we do
we
that?
need to just do it. I'm sorry.
Let's do. You're committing to it, as finance, I'm in.
I'm telling everybody it's finance, let's get the damn thing done.
I didn't realize there was money left to do anything.
I didn't know there was
Different
money either, and I
years.
don't control the
Different years.
CDBG money, but still, if there's still money left over, we gotta,
I think to move the money with CDBG, we actually have to go through hearings and so forth to realign the
That
money.
might be difficult.
Yeah, I don't think you can
I
just,
think you spent the CDBG that was allocated to the
Civic Center. We spent all that money. There's no more
Can we
Civic
do
Center.
well,
outside?
okay, we'll
Okay.
even make this simpler then, forget CDBG money, I'll just say it right now. Get a quote or get 2 or 3 quotes to find out what it costs to paint and carpet, take the dang money out of the art money and be done with it, we're gonna put this to bed.
That's what they
I'm
do.
done.
Pay the damn bill.
That's what we needed. Perfect.
Excellent.
All for
I'll
that.
work with Lois and Karen on that, if that's.
Use our own here.
And
Anything else before we adjourn?
They would love to use it, I would love to use the hockey table.
That's what I wanted.
And adults would like to get out there.
Well, let's do
Why
flooring.
did we spend all that money on kitchen stuff if we can't?
Yeah,
It's not-
I'm
it's
gonna,
not touring.
I'll get you a business
Have a
card.
resource.
They're just in my car, I'll drop my wallet in
Here
there.
every Tuesday and Thursday.
I'm gonna run outside and
I'll
I'll
get
get you a
on
business
tomorrow
card.
and schedule and tell them we want.
All right, Mayor, motion to adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:11 PM.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
It would be nice to get things fiftied up, be able to have an open house.
Oh, sorry, but